This is for bass players only. We're talking to Rob Nicholson, also known as Blasko. Tell me about Behind the Player, your fairly recent instructional DVD.
Yeah, I don't know that that company still makes those things anymore, but like it was sort of the transition out of the end of the DVD era into the YouTube era and stuff. So, but yeah, they invited me down to cut one, and I did, and it was a pleasant experience. I mean, the production level on that thing was pretty high, and I thought the end result was great.
It's in the Alfred Music Catalog, and it is in the ForBassPlayersOnly.com store. So yeah, it is still being distributed. And what all do you get into on that DVD?
Just 2 songs. Just like a Ozzy Osbourne song and a Rob Zombie song, that I played on. Like I just showed how I played on in the studio or whatever. It's pretty, it's not too super intense, Yeah.
I read somewhere that you once had the distinction, if you can call it that, of interviewing Lemmy. What was that like? Tell me about Lemmy.
Well, I'll back up and the premise of the interview was that I was at the Where Did I Meet You Bass Player Live. The previous year, I was at Bass Player Live, and I had ran into Brian Fox from Bass Player Magazine,
right?
And he will tell you our conversation, and it meant something to the effect of, what do you think what do you think Bass Player Magazine? What do you think we should be doing? And I go, I think you should put some cool people on the cover of your magazine, because really, I'm a bass player, and I don't read your magazine because I think it sucks. And he's like, oh, that's interesting. And he's like, well, what would you like to see? And I go, I'd like to see some real rock and roll icons in the magazine. And he's like, well, I'll call your bluff, and if you interview Lemmy, I'll put him on the cover. And I said, okay, challenge accepted. And I tracked down Lemmy, and I got him on the phone, and interviewed him and transcribed it and sent it to Brian and put him on the cover. But the interview was extensively longer than what they were able to print in the magazine itself. But it was a cool experience, because even though we run in similar circles, haven't had much hang time with that guy. So to be able to, kind of talk shop and just get his opinions on the state of the industry, as well as, talking about his gear and his unique style and everything, it was really cool. Like, I mean, I think that if there was anyone I would ever be curious about interviewing, it was him and him only, really. So it was great that Brian gave me the chance to do it, and that he put him on the cover. And Lemmy was on the cover of Bass Player Magazine for the first time ever in his career and stuff. So they were happy with that too.
Thanks to you. He's always struck me as a what you see is what you get kind of guy, Lemmy.
Oh yeah, no, he don't give a crap.
Yeah. Blasko, what else is keeping you busy these days? I have a management company, and I manage bands, and I consult with some brands and stuff. So like I've got my own company that keeps me focused in between playing with Ozzy, and that's that really. Pretty simple stuff. Like I play when I need to play, and whenever I don't, I do my own thing. But I don't play bass unless it's unless I'm on stage with Ozzy. I don't have like a side band or a super group of other people, or there's nothing like that going on. Like it's just like I play with Ozzy, and when I'm not playing with Ozzy, I'm not playing at all. Well, what about the future? You're still pretty young. What else would you like to do that you haven't accomplished yet?
Wow. That's tough. I mean, I think in terms of playing, I think I've accomplished all I set out to accomplish. think that, you know, when Ozzy retires, I'll probably politely retire as well from the live arena. So, I mean, you know, for this point, I mean, it's just, you know, bass playing wise, I don't really have any goals left. But you know, with my own company, managing bands and stuff, I obviously have plenty of goals. But you know, I don't get too caught up in sort of a finite destination. I think it's more the journey, and I try and let things happen as they happen. Of course, with the goal focused on, I'd like to be successful, but I don't define that in any way. Because I didn't, and I think conversely, like I didn't, when I was a kid, I didn't go like, I want to play with Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, of course, I always said that, but never really set that as sort of this long-term goal, because it seems so unattainable that I don't like to set those kind of limits on myself. I'd rather just kind of be focused on being more successful tomorrow than I was today, and every small step is an accumulation of things that lead me to, you know, a future of success. But you know, I think that if I would have said like, oh my God, like I need to play for Ozzy Osbourne or not at all, you know, I think statistically I wouldn't have reached that goal. I just sort of let it happen on its own, and you know, proud to be here and playing with, you know, with a guy as awesome as he is and stuff. But so, you know, I mean, who knows what the future holds? You know, I mean, I don't, like, I say that I'll retire, but that's just how I feel today, or how I felt, you know, for a while now or whatever. But who knows? You know what I mean? Some other opportunity may come to light that entices me to want to keep playing. So I don't know. You know, I'm happy with what I've accomplished so far, and if more comes up, that's great. If not, I'm focused on what I'm doing, and I hope to be equally as successful in my other endeavors as I was in the bass playing world.
Well, you seem to be enjoying yourself in the meantime, regardless of what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you have to. You know, I mean, it's like, man, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then, you know, there's a problem.
Yeah. Well, what would you be if you weren't a bass player? And I mean something out of the music world.
Wow, I don't know. I've never even, outside of the music world. Yeah, I don't really have any idea. I don't think that I have. Outside of music, I don't think I really have many interests at all.
I interviewed Tommy Stinson from Guns N' Roses recently, and I asked him the same question. He says, "Oh, I'd be a weatherman. I always wanted to be a weatherman." So.
Wow, yeah. See, I never wanted to be anything other than, you know, a dude that plays on stage in front of a lot of people, you know. But, I mean, in terms of what I'm interested in, I mean, I'm really fascinated with marketing and branding and stuff, so I suppose if I wasn't doing that in a music environment, I would probably have something to do with that gig in some other environment, you know. So yeah, I don't know. No, weatherman, that wouldn't be
Blasko the weatherman.
Maybe an interior designer. Maybe I would be an interior designer. I don't know.
Okay, very good. Well, we covered a lot of stuff here. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything that I didn't ask you that is glaringly absent?
No, I mean, I think that was pretty solid.
All right, Rob. Well, thank you very much. This is For Bass Players Only. We're talking to Rob Nicholson, also known as Blasko, and this has been great. Thank you very much, Rob.
Thanks, John.